We're in Kansas City for MISL Indoor Soccer. The San Diego Sockers defending league champions against the best drawing team in the league, the Kansas City Comets. And good afternoon, Bob Carpenter along with Shep Messing. Welcome to our coverage of the MISL on ESPN. Shep, how do you figure Kansas City and San Diego, with all that talent, having trouble scoring goals?
Well, Bob, the most difficult thing in indoor soccer is to score goals. The defense comes easier. It's easier to break up a play than it is to score a goal. That little finite communication, that's the last thing to develop in a team. Keith Furphy, a new player for Kansas City, it'll take some time for those players to work with each other.
Coaches on both ball clubs say, hey, at least we're getting our chances. But if you weren't getting chances, that's something you can coach. When you're getting the chances and not scoring, all you can do is bite the bullet and wait for the red light to come on. Of course, not much coaching required when you're talking about the Lord of the Great Indoors, Steve Jungle, now making his living inside. At the age of 31, how many more frontiers are there to conquer for Steve Jungle? Parked in front of the net, even when he makes a mistake, he manages to score a goal. He now is the standard by which the rest of the scorers in this league are measured, and probably will be for many years to come. The young man on the line with him, number 20, Branko Segota, gives San Diego maybe the two most skilled forwards playing together in the Major Indoor Soccer League. This series of passes back and forth across the goal mouth against Minnesota indicates what a potent force they are offensively. And of course in the MISL Championship last year, look at Jungle beating two Baltimore defenders, and as usual finishing with a goal. Over the years, are you surprised now that you're making your living playing indoor soccer?
Not really. After the certain years playing here and winning the championship, becoming recognized in a big states like United States, when it's the soccer is growing up, I becoming to enjoy living in here and enjoy to play soccer.
What makes Steve Jungle the great indoor player he is?
It's was what I used to say. It's always hard work, lots of practices, to be very disciplined through all the season and follow the rules. That's the main thing, and when you have that, you have success.
The Kansas City Comets were hoping for success this year with the addition of some new faces, like the man in front of the net, Keith Furphy, number 25. That goal coming from Charlie Ficus. Alan Mayer came to play goal, a former San Diego Socker. And one of the better explosive midfielders in the league is Angelo DiBernardo, number 6. The Comets, new faces this year, but a roller coaster so far.
Well, we started off one of the first two, both in close games, didn't score that many goals. And then we started to improve our play and score more goals, but let more in. So we lost a couple, and the last couple have been, we scored 5 against Cleveland, which we thought we played quite well. And then we got beat heavily, obviously, last night 7-2. But, it seems as if we're having trouble breaking down defenses. We don't really have a lot of communication in the team yet, I don't feel. We've had quite a few injuries this year, got 4 or 5 guys out. And we're just playing with different guys every week, and it's making it quite difficult.
San Diego eliminated Kansas City from the playoffs last year, and the Comets have revenge on their minds in this one. Coming up, the Sockers and the Comets, MISL on ESPN. Kemper Arena, Kansas City, the hometown KC Comets in the white uniforms facing the kickoff by the San Diego Sockers. Steve Jungle and Branko Segota are at midfield. And the Sockers have had trouble scoring lately with only 6 goals in their last 3 games. All of them 3-2 losses. Zoltan Toth, 3.41, 3-3 record. And at the other end for Kansas City, a guy who hasn't played a whole lot this year, Manny Schwartz for the Comets. Schwartz is making only his 4th appearance with a 1-2 record, 5.17, and we're ready to go. Bill Maxwell is the senior official. Joe Rudy working with him. Jim Burke is in the penalty box, and we're underway. Down the right wing, Fernando Clavillo in front, and Segota couldn't run on to the rebound. Gino Schiraldi, a surprisingly high-scoring defender for KC this year with it, and it goes to the right side for rough, tough Timmy Clark. Damir Haramina, nice ball down the middle. Johan Neeskens in the right wing corner for Angelo DiBernardo. Neeskens has had an injury-filled season so far. In fact, he just started back playing, had not made an appearance with the Kansas City Ball Club all year long. Kevin Crow on defense for the Sockers. He'll go back to Zoltan Toth. as we are 45 minutes into the first period. Well, San Diego pretty well dominated this team last year. But tonight, the way the Sockers are going and the Comets being hammered at Wichita 7-2 on Friday night, you never know what's going to happen in this indoor game.
Well, we have a revenge factor. The first time this season, Kansas City Comets have not defeated San Diego in 9 contests, 4 regular season contests during last year, and then wiped out in the quarterfinals 3-0. Kansas City Comets dearly want to get on the board against this Sockers team.
And it's been over 2.5 years, as you can see, since they beat this ball club. DiBernardo in the penalty area, and it was almost poked home in front with Tim Clark making a defensive play at the last moment. Here's Johan Neeskens, ahead for Damir Haramina. Ball taken from him by George Katakalitis. Haramina takes it away into the corner and knocked away by Zoli, the goalie.
Action at both ends, a very uncharacteristic mistake by Angelo DiBernardo in front of goalkeeper Manny Schwartz, but they dodged the bullet.
And all alone, Jacques Ladouceur pulls it, shoots it, and Furphy takes him off the ball as Keith Furphy alertly helping out back on defense. Here's Neeskens back the other way. Into the Kansas City bench it goes. It'll be a kick in for the Comets. Check it for the San Diego Sockers on the far side. Manny Schwartz tested a couple of times here early. Jacques Ladouceur had a good game the other night against the Russian team with a couple of goals.
He had a great game, and we just saw the versatility of Keith Furphy racing back past 2 lines to save a goal in front of Manny Schwartz.
Down the right wing boards, it is Gene Wilrich. Cut off there by Dave Bonchek, number 19, a young man out of the University of Indiana. Here's Manny Schwartz, long throw to midfield, headed back in by Brian Schmetzer. Ladouceur right side, Segota. Got it for Schmetzer. Down the left side, Ladouceur hustling and shooting, and Manny Schwartz the save. Here's Segota with it on the left wing boards. Ficus piles in to knock it away, and back it goes to goalkeeper Manny Schwartz.
Bob, it's early in the season, but some interesting statistics in terms of San Diego. They're a first half team. They must get on the board in the first half, get a lead. If the past is any indication, when they're ahead in the first half, they're a very difficult team to beat.
We'll take a timeout with 12:41 remaining in the first quarter of play. We're scoreless. The MISL on ESPN. Steve Petcher will kick it in for KC, and he plays it to his left for Keith Furphy as we return. Ball blocked there by Adi Cooker, and it's Gene Wilrich at midfield with Chachan Namdar next to him on the boards. Up the right wing, Coker tried to center it. It was bumped out of bounds by Steve Petcher. Steve told me before the game he's playing with a very badly bruised left heel. It's giving him a lot of problems getting up and down the floor. So it's a kick in for San Diego. And we have our first foul as either Petcher or Katsoukas or both dump the San Diego player. And we'll have a free kick for the Sockers about 40 feet out from the net. Looked like Petcher got him from behind.
There's the foul by Steve, diving in really with both feet. He's such a big, strong boy that oftentimes there's not that much contact, and it looks like a more severe foul than it was.
Clavillo on top for Kevin Crow, the former San Diego State Aztec. He will go back on defense for Zoltan Toth. Toth is 29 years old, from Budapest, Hungary, now a U.S. citizen, 6'3", 190, good size for a keeper. And Furphy back in the defensive zone. He comes near side for Dave Bonchek. And Manny Schwartz, who's been a forgotten man this year with Alan Mayer coming in, Shep.
Well, Alan Mayer is a superstar in the MISL, but don't underestimate Manny Schwartz. He's an Israeli player. He served time in the Israeli National Army, and that's probably appropriate for an MISL goalkeeper.
Manny has spent most of his year, or rather his career, playing in back of some of the better goalies in the league. Slobo Ilievsky in St. Louis, then Enzo DePede in Kansas City. He got his chance and did very well last year, and now he's playing behind Alan Mayer. Throws it up the left wing. Furphy loses it to Namdar. And Shep, a lot of teams are playing, because of the scheduling, 2 straight nights almost every weekend. It's very necessary to have a good second line goalkeeper.
Well, there's no doubt about it. You need a tandem in the MISL. The schedule, the physical nature of the games, you must have 2 quality goalkeepers, and most teams do.
Here's Katsoukas who can shoot. On goal, and Sultan Toth knocks it away. Back to midfield for Tim Clark.
Both teams are fired up, Bob. There's tight marking all over the field. Each one wants to get on the scoreboard first.
Here's Steve Jungle back on defense for Kevin Crow. Interesting guy to watch, Shep, because we haven't seen him at all this year so far because of injury. Number 13 of Kansas City, Johan Neeskens. What a wonderful outdoor player. And we'll see how he can make the adjustment to the indoor game.
Well, for soccer fans, we're looking at Johan Neeskens, the only player in the MISL that has played in 2 World Cup finals for Holland.
Here's Steve Jungle. Well, he was on that New York Cosmo team in the late 70s outdoors that was loaded with Kinalia, Beckenbauer, Bogicevic, and Neeskens, among others. Here's Johan Neeskens, and it's bumped away by DiBernardo. Back to the goalkeeper, Manny Schwartz. We are 4.5 minutes into the scoreless first quarter at the Kemper Arena, Kansas City. DiBernardo for Charlie Ficus. He'll switch it near side for Tim Clark. Marking up on him was Kazi Dana. And Schiraldi back to Clark. Comets have gotten some unexpected production from Gino Schiraldi this year. The defender is one of their leading scorers with 10 points, trailing only 3 other players, Furphy, Ficus, and Jaramina.
Both teams right now, Bob, having difficulty getting out of the back, getting something creative in the midfield to create some opportunities.
Straight up it goes, unable to reach it was Tasso Katsoukas. And back on defense, Brian Schmetzer, a young man out of Seattle. On the left side for Fernando Clavijo. Here comes Steve Jungle again, who took a very short breather. Over the red line, right down the slot. Adusera, right side, a shot. Oh, and a great screen by Dana. And Manny Schwartz still saw it well enough to make the save.
A very well-developed play. We talked to Ron Newman before the game. He's bringing Steve Jungle back into the midfield in order to create more scoring opportunities. Steve Jungle, a marked man all over the field.
Steve Petcher at midfield for Kansas City on the left side for Charlie Ficus. Jungle watching him. Ficus out of the University of Indiana. Taken away from him up the left side for Branko Segota. Closing on him is Bonchek, but look at Segota explode right by him, and that forces Petcher to kick it into the crowd to clear it away. So we've got 8:58 remaining in the first quarter of play. We are scoreless so far, and you're looking at Kevin Crow, big physical defender for the San Diego Sockers, one of the largest men on the field, who stands 6'1", 175. He was an accounting major at San Diego State.
Kevin Crow, born in Berkeley, California, scored a great head ball against Dynamo Kiev the other night in San Diego.
Oh, that was a wonderful assist by Jungle, who's got the kick in. Steve put on quite a show the other night. When you see that, Shep, you wouldn't guess that they would go to Cleveland on Friday night and only score 2 goals. They looked like they could have had a dozen Wednesday night at home against a talented team from Russia.
Well, I see some real indications, Bob, that San Diego is about to break loose. They're a better team than their record shows.
Oh, in front, Brian Quinn shooting wide. On goal from Katakalitis, and Manny Schwartz made that save as Brian Quinn got in behind Petcher on the defense and almost had 2 chances to poke it in. Actually did and just couldn't stick it home.
Manny Schwartz coming up with 2 big saves. San Diego having all kinds of time and space to create the shots.
Here's Brian Quinn, the left wing corner. Johan Neeskens watching him. Out on top, dumped is Segota. And Petcher cleared to the corner. Ball loose in the near side as Steve Petcher got it on for Keith Furphy, and then Petcher was dumped courtesy of Branko Segota. Branko got his evens, didn't he?
2 physical players, Branko Segota and Steve Petcher. I wouldn't want to be in the middle of that war.
Petcher really giving it to Joe Rudy, the official, for not seeing that play. Here's Katsoukas shooting! Oh, what a save by Zoltan Toth on a rising rocket off the hard right foot of Tasso Katsoukas. So we're still scoreless as you watch Katsoukas let one fly. We'll put you right in goal and see if you want to play in this league. Look at that shot.
Toth just getting that left palm of the hand up at the last instant to parry that ball over the glass and dodge a bullet.
And we're still scoreless. In 18 seconds, we'll be halfway through the first quarter of play. Scoreless in Kansas City with the San Diego Sockers in town. The Western Division standings. Look at those Wichita Wings. Roy Turner's team really hot right now. They hammered KC 7-2 on Friday night. Tacoma right behind the other surprise team in the league. And the Sockers are out of first place for the first time in better than 2.5 years.
That's a feeling they don't like.
No, they don't like to look up, do they? Good shot by DiBernardo off a nice setup by Tasso Katsoukas. And Furphy goes back to Manny Schwartz.
Talking about that graphic, Ron Newman talked to his team before the game and said, if we don't win today, we're starting all over. 2-a-day practices, and we'll make believe the season just started.
Great ball from Schiraldi to Furphy, and you can kiss it goodbye upstairs. What a wonderful releasing pass down the right side coming from defender Gino Schiraldi.
And that's the communication we talked about before the game that's necessary for a new player like Keith Furphy to get from his teammates. They have to learn where Keith Furphy wants to get the ball, how to feed that ball to him, how to deliver it to him.
Furphy, the Iron Man of the league, number 200 here tonight. But they'd like to see him score a few more goals. He came over here highly touted from the Cleveland Force. Furphy with 8 goals and 5 assists. He's a guy that is a consistent 35 to 45 goal scorer in this league.
There's no reason to believe he won't be again, but once more, it takes a little bit more time for that forward, that attacking player, to integrate himself into a new team.
Here's Fernando Clavijo for San Diego. Up the right side for the hard-running West German Gene Wilrich. Giraldi shoulders him into the boards. That will be foul number 2 on Kansas City. Not a very physical game so far. Gino Giraldi takes no prisoners, though, now and then. It'll be a kick in, or rather a free kick on the right side. Wilrich for Segota. Out to the point for Brian Quinn. Flick on, narrowly missed by Segota. And Tim Clark clears on the left side for Carlos Salguero. Here he comes to midfield, fighting off Brian Quinn, who got him from behind. And Clavijo back to Brian Quinn. Tasso Kitsukas watching him. On the left side, Segota escapes the clutches of Giraldi. Tim Clark cuts him off in the corner. Segota looking back across. He spotted Quinn coming down the right slot, and it just failed to get over there. Now Segota stealing again. Look out if he shoots. Fakes it to his right. That'll be obstruction on Tim Clark. Boy, is Bronco explosive or what?
Well, Bronco Segota, arguably the best player in the MISL. Certainly Steve Jungle might have something to say about that, but Bronco, just a phenomenal player. He's got speed, size, strength, and a cannon with either foot.
Still a young man. On top, shot, Wilrich hit it just high and wide. Heads it back in and Salguero clears. Bronco Segota, only 24 years old, the Canadian citizen. George Katakalidis. Quinn tried to cut it left side for Segota, who's waiting down in the corner. Wilrich for Quinn. Back to Wilrich, top of the slot. Tries to escape one man, and Ficus got enough of him. Empty net, yes! Gene Wilrich for San Diego. It appeared the ball was going to be kicked out by Manny Schwartz, and it came right back to Wilrich off the keeper and the boards. 1-0 San Diego.
And Manny Schwartz looking at every goalkeeper's nightmare in the MISL, that ball that's just wide of the penalty box. Here it is, Wilrich, that ball just outside the box. Manny Schwartz comes out to clear it, cannot make the play, and there's Gene Wilrich. Tucks it right in, no angle, and again, a goalkeeper's nightmare. And 1 up on the board for San Diego. Here it is again. Really, if Manny Schwartz cannot get that ball, his job then is to take down the player, even at the expense of getting a penalty, because once he's beaten, that's a wide, empty net.
Gene Wilrich now with 2 goals and 3 assists. Brian Quinn on the assist at 9:04. San Diego turns on the red light first. Steve Petcher will retrieve at midfield for KC. All the way back on defense for Manny Schwartz. Brian Quinn just got his 5th assist of the year. Here's Nashkin, stopped by Jacques Ladouceur. And KC's had a problem falling behind early. 8 of the last 9 games, the opponent has scored first, and they trail in this one. 5:23 left in the first quarter of play. We'll be back with more of the MISL on ESPN. Steve Petcher on the attack for KC, and he hands it right to Jacques Ladouceur. On the left side, Clavijo overlapping, 1 touch and a shot. Manny Schwartz in front, and a goal. As Schwartz made the save, and then Bonchek couldn't keep it out, and San Diego on the board again, 2-0.
Whoa, the tragedy of MISL soccer. Jacques, here's the ball coming on the left to Clavijo. Clavijo slots it. Manny Schwartz makes the save, but that ball trickling to the goal mouth and unable to be cleared. Here we see the play developing. Fernando Clavillo takes the initial shot. It's parried by Manny Schwartz, and now control lost and put into the back of the net for a 2-0 score, San Diego.
At 10:19, so the Sockers have scored 2 goals in the span of a minute 15 and lead it 2-0. Clavillo is second of the year. For Ladouceur, his 3rd assist. 2-0 for the visitors.
The players right now on the bench, Bob, for Kansas City must say to themselves, the breaks are going to even out. 2 dodgy goals, and they must pick their heads back up and get into the game.
That one cleared down over 3 lines by Brian Schmetzer, and it'll be a free kick for the Comets at the San Diego defensive red line. Comets have had trouble scoring goals lately. They were talking about it in the papers here today. It seems like every game the Comets are having to come from behind. Jungle pops one to midfield, and Keith Furphy traps it there. Furphy promptly into the crowd, and Kansas City, Shep, has the look of a team that's just a little bit out of sync right now.
Well, it's the frustrations mounting. We see Keith Furphy, their primary target player, their goal scorer, taking a position way back in defense, trying to create some space. You see the players on the San Diego bench watching the game, but that's the frustration of not being able to click, not being able to put that ball in.
Katakalitis on the left side for young Brian Schmetzer. Gene Wilrich, San Diego, playing some possession here and saying, come to us, KC, we've got the 2-0 lead. Far boards, Brian Quinn. Ficus took him off the ball. It's loose now for Wilrich. Bumping him is Clark as Wilrich went down hard. I told you about Timmy Clark. You go one-on-one with him, and you'll pay the price, but he does it cleanly. Good, tough defender. Every team needs one, Shep.
Oh, Timmy Clark, a hard, tough-nosed defender from St. Louis. He doesn't take any prisoners, and the San Diego players know if they're going to win a ball off Tim Clark, they're going to pay the penalty.
There's a foul on Brian Schmetzer as Gino Giraldi was looking for a header, and Schmetzer just shoved him from behind. It'll be a free kick for San Diego, regular for KC. First foul of the game on the San Diego Sockers. Here's Furphy, and it hit either Katakalitis or Katsoukas in the back, and it comes loose for Gene Wilrich. Wilrich waves Jacques Ladouceur on the right wing, then dumps it, crossing it to the other side for Branko Segota. The clearance right back to Wilrich at the right point against Giraldi. Tries to play it off the boards to himself and does. Hit it just high. Ladouceur, Segota, yes! San Diego, 3-0. That goal was almost like a clinic.
San Diego all over the place, pinning Kansas City back in their own defensive third. Gene Wilrich really created the play and the goal by first putting it off the dasher boards. They kept it in play. Here's Wilrich for the first attempt, up against the glass. Ladouceur picks up a free ball at the top of the box, and now watch that vision. He sees a lurking Branko Segota at the left post, and Branko smacks it in with a right-footed volley. No chance at all at that point for Manny Schwartz. Here's the crucial mistake. Picked up at the top of the box and not cleared by a defender, and there's Branko Segota's lethal right foot, smacking that ball into the net.
Segota, number 10 on the year. Jacques Ladouceur got his 2nd assist of the night and his 4th of the year. And San Diego has exploded here for 3 goals in a span of 2 minutes and 55 seconds. And as you can see, Segota had a great deal of success against the Comets last year.
San Diego team plays so well together. Again, we talked about some of the indications before the game that the potential is there for San Diego to explode. They certainly exploded in the first quarter here at Kemper Arena.
Rick Benben was the assistant to Pat McBride here at KC last year. Pat, who is now coaching St. Louis, resigned just before Christmas. Ben, his protege, came and took over. And you're looking at one of the deans of the coaches in this country, Ron Newman, 363 wins. Not a very popular guy here in Kansas City, though. They thought that last year, during an 11-7 win by the Sockers, when San Diego pulled their goalie for a 6th attacker in the closing minute, they thought that was in very poor taste, and Ron Newman is roundly booed every time he comes to KC. You know, he had a great quote in the paper today. He said, hey, I don't mind being the villain. If that's going to sell tickets, let them boo me. If that brings people in the building, that's fine. And as you can see, the folks here just love Ron Newman.
Well, there's no doubt there's some bad blood, but in defense of Ron Newman, I've had coaches say you could be winning 10-0 with 30 seconds to go in the MISL, and that's not a safe lead. So he took the opportunity last year in the playoffs to pull his goalkeeper, go on a 6-against-4 attack with seconds to go in the game to get an extra goal.
Manny Schwartz almost gave it away to Jungle. Here's a steal. Adi Coker, Jungle, left side. Good play by Johan Neeskens to take it away. Well, Manny looks a little bit rusty. Most of the goalkeeping duties this year have been held by Alan Mayer. Alan is taking a sip of liquid on the bench.
It's a team problem, Bob. Manny Schwartz hasn't played much, but the goals that have happened in the first quarter created by the entire team. People not picking up players, leaving them in dangerous positions, unmarked, wide open.
Here's Bonchek at the red line. Through ball for Tasso Kitsoukas, trying to work with it there. He goes down, courtesy of Adi Coker. Play on, they say. And now a foul on Kansas City. Well, what do you think here, Coach?
Here's a play by Adi Coker, trying to double team with Kevin Crowe on the ball. Adi puts that left foot in. No doubt it looked like a foul from this replay.
Yep.
Those officials on the ball, they have to make the call.
Yeah, there was no question that was a foul on Adi Coker. And then seconds later, Angelo DiBernardo called for something that looked a lot less serious. And Kansas City loses possession thus, and maybe a possible chance on goal by Tasso Kitsoukas. And somebody from Kansas City has gotten a 2-minute penalty for dissent. It looks like Damir Haramina. And that'll hurt, because now, trailing 3-0, Rick Benben's team will be a man short.
Rick Benben going wild on the bench. The penalty delay of game. Rick Benben trying to fire up his troops. They're in a tough situation right now.
San Diego goes in the power play. They're 7 of 18, 39% this year. Check it. They are 5 for 29, 83%. Those were Kansas City's stats I gave you. And the Comets killing penalties, 77% efficiency this year.
Well, the job of the penalty killing unit, win the ball. If you can, get it to your own goalkeeper to kill some time. If not, clear that ball all the way upfield to let that clock run down.
Ryan Quinn, right boards for Kaz Dana. Quinn then goes left side for Jungle as they throw it around. KC in a 2-2 box defense, and Tim Clark boots it away. Here's Schiraldi down the right wing. What will he do with it in the corner once he gets there? Tries to center for Johan Neeskens, or check it for Bonchek, who's out there. Now they beat it and get it away from Petcher on the right side, and it's taken away by Tim Clark, who promptly puts it over 3 lines, and they'll bring it back to the KC red line for a San Diego free kick.
Good look at Zoltan Toth, the all-star goalkeeper for San Diego. Another indication that San Diego's ready to play tonight. Zoltan has done away with his gloves. Traditionally, he's worn gloves. He started out without them, and now he's thrown them away, gone back to the bare hand.
Ryan Quinn at the point. Jungle on top as he goes left side for Wad Hermes. Taken away. Here's Bonchek in on goal. Yes! What a goal by the rookie, Bonchek.
Bonchek absolutely taking advantage with the poise of a veteran. He's a draft choice by the Kansas City Comets, but he just put the Kansas City Comets right back in this ball game with a shorthanded goal. Here he comes across the red line, and now here's the poise of a professional. He draws out Zoltan Toth. He waits for Zoli to go down, and he shoots that ball high, chips it over him into the goal. Great play by the young rookie. Here it is again, Zoltan coming out, committing, dropping down, goal, chipping it over his head. The poise of a 5-year veteran, unexpected by this draft choice from the Kansas City Comets.
Bonchek's second shorthanded goal of the year, KC's third of the season, and the young man really lit up the crowd here as Bonchek, 5'8", 155, 22 years old, out of Indiana, really got the crowd excited. Here's Steve Jungle for San Diego. They're still on the power play with 40 seconds remaining. Brian Quinn to the corner, knocked away from Kaz Dana. and cleared out of there by Tim Clark. Here's Schiraldi down the left boards against Jungle. And back on defense for Zoltan Toth. San Diego on top 3-1, but a big lift for KC. Dana, Coker, Segura hit it just wide. Oh, right across the crossbar for Marty Coker. Here's Kaz Dana on the left point for Brian Quinn. 4 seconds left in the period. Rebound wide, and the first quarter comes to a close. So the rookie, Bonchek, excites the crowd and gets Kansas City back in the game. A tense first period for Manny Schwartz. After 15 minutes of play, Ron Newman's team on top by a score of 3-1. San Diego got the first three. Dave Bonchek of KC with a shorthanded goal brought his teammates back. 3-1 after 15 minutes of play. And our next live MISL matchup comes your way next Sunday, December 22. The Tacoma Stars, one of the surprise teams of the league, hosting the Chicago Sting. Sting off to a bit of a slow start, but they've been better as of late. That is at 4 p.m. Eastern next Sunday, and here again is the shorthanded goal by Dave Bonchek.
Such an emotional lift. Dave Bonchek streaking in alone on Zoltan Toth, and now he waits with the poise to get Zoli to commit himself, go down. He chips it over his head. This crowd erupts in Kemper Arena.
And we have a new goalkeeper for the Kansas City Comets, the guy who kind of looks like he's a kamikaze crash diver in that outfit. That is Alan Mayer, 3-0 at home, but problems on the road this year. But he's been tough here at Kemper Arena, and he was 2-1 while with the Las Vegas Americans against San Diego.
Well, when you look at Alan Mayer, you must figure it takes him about 5 hours in the locker room before the game just to get himself together. Tape, gloves, a helmet, but he's an all-star player. For my money, the best goalkeeper in the MISL. It's unusual to make a change after one quarter, but Rick Ben for the emotional lift, going with Alan Mayer to get his team back in the game.
Alan Mayer knocks it away. Tasso Katsoukas for Haramina. Ball knocked away from him by Clavijo. He's got it left side, shooting, and a block by Haramina. Ooh, just high and wide off the left foot of Adi Coker. Mayer just flips it long down the left wing boards. Keith Furphy back on top. Tasso Katsoukas against Gene Wilrich. Target man, Haramina, taken down hard by Fernando Clavijo. And Haramina talking to Bill Maxwell, thinking it might have been a 2-minute foul.
Well, he's definitely got an argument. That's a vicious tackle by Clavijo, diving in with both feet. Really looked like he made no effort for the ball. We have a direct kick for Kansas City.
Furphy, and it's blocked by Jacques Ladouceur. Left wing, Katsoukas shooting, and it's a Coker with the defensive play. Timmy Clark off the glass. Katsoukas taking off the ball. And here's Ladouceur left side for Gene Wilrich with Coker in front. 2-on-3. Comets had him outnumbered, cleared but not out as Schiraldi couldn't get it. Out on top for Ladouceur. Long ball right wing, nicely struck. Katakalidis centers, easy pickings for Tim Clark. Another one in front. Katsoukas back to Alan Mayer.
And again, that substitution in goal for Kansas City, it doesn't look like any injury at all to Manny Schwartz, and it's unfortunate to be yanked out after the first quarter. I think his team was to blame in entirety for the 3 goals. At any rate, the change made for the emotional lift.
Here's Steve Petcher, right wing boards in front! Furphy! Keith Furphy from Steve Petcher, and the home team is within 1.
And Zoltan Toth can't believe it. That's a great goal. Keith Furphy finding a beautiful position right in the slot, taking that ball from Petcher. And there's Keith Furphy going to the bench. Here's Petcher doing what he does best, smacking that ball at a perfect angle off the glass. And there's Keith Furphy racing in with a player on him, and he heads that ball beautifully. Let's watch again the pass. And the key is where this pass ends up. Keith Furphy being marked, but in such a good position to receive that ball.
the experience of a goal scorer. He has the instinct to smack that ball with his head and make it a 3-2 ball game.
Number 9 on the year for Furphy. He's now scored in his last 5 games. Steve Petcher, assist number 6 of the year for the big guy at 134. And just like that, Kansas City with 2 goals of their own in just over 2 minutes. So this has been a streaky game so far. San Diego with 3 in less than 3 minutes. KC now just about matching that. Steve Jungle, right side for Brian Quinn. Overlapping Kevin Crowe. Jungle pulls it down and taken away by Steve Petcher. Down the right wing is Zoran Dimitrievich, who escaped for a moment. On for the first time is number 17. 5'10 forward, 23-year-old Yugoslavian. Back on defense, it is Kevin Crowe for Zoltan Toth. Interesting to see here, Shep, how the San Diego team will react to this pressure by the home team now coming back strong.
A very important game for both teams. We see again Steve Jungle taking a position way back in defense. He's a marked man up front. Coach Ron Newman wanted to create more room for Branko Segota, has pulled Jungle back into the midfield.
Charlie Ficus for Alan Mayer. Crowe heading it away from Dimitrievich. It's DiBernardo, left wing boards. Dimitrievich and DiBernardo 2-on-2. Can't get a shot. Bonchek gave it to DiBernardo. Defensive play made by Katakalidas. And hard into the boards, courtesy of Steve Jungle, goes Steve Petcher.
Well, those two guys have had some battles over the years. Steve Jungle, the experienced phenomenon, and here he goes against Steve Petcher. Steve, with a little lean of the body, turns and sends Steve Petcher crashing into the boards.
Zoltan Toth straight ahead for Kaz Dana. On the left boards for Steve Jungle. We've got 11:40 remaining in the second quarter, and this has been a wild one so far with 5 goals scored, 3 of them by San Diego. Segota centers, knocked away by Tim Clark in front. Back in midfield for Kevin Crowe. Petcher trying to cut off Jungle. And back to Alan Mayer. Crowe and DiBernardo fighting forward to midfield. That's going to be a 2-minute penalty on Kevin Crowe for throwing some elbows around.
And that's an excellent call by the official. Kevin Crowe, maybe out of frustration, maybe trying to just keep his team back on top, threw a vicious elbow. A referee right on top of it. Kevin Crowe going to the box.
Kansas City with a chance to equalize on the power play coming up. We'll take a timeout. 3-2 the score, favor of San Diego.
Penalty on number 12, Kevin Crowe. 2 minutes for pushing.
Crowe 2 minutes for pushing at 3:51. KC in the power play this year, 39%. Pretty good percentage. They're 7 of 18.
Well, the penalties
San Diego, 83% efficiency.
Penalty for pushing. It looked like pushing with a point of his elbow. And now Kansas City with an opportunity on the power play.
Mayer and Kitsukas in the power play. They've got Nashkins in the right point. Left point, Keith Murphy. In front, Haramina and Charlie Ficus. KC did not score a power play goal against San Diego last year. 0 for 6. They call their penalty killers in San Diego the no-goal patrol. Here's Furphy. Haramina's shot blocked. Furphy to the corner with a rebound. In front, Ficus cut off by Brian Quinn. Also Kitsukas, right point, nicely done for Johan Nashkins. This is Kitsukas, who's got a cannon. There it is. Toth went up tall to make the save. Corner kick for KC. Boy, Tasso can really hit him.
Here's Kitsukas, number 10, unwinding with the right foot. Zoltan screen. It gets both fists up to push that ball over the glass.
Left wing corner kick, they'll call it. Nashkins the trigger man. Right in the goal mouth is Haramina. Ficus to his left. On top, Furphy and Kitsukas. Score! Furphy to Haramina. And just that quickly, it's a 3-3 game.
And I'll tell you what, Bobby, that is the best corner kick power play goal I've seen in the history of the MISL. That was a set play all the way from Johan Neeskens to Keith Furphy. And here it goes. Neeskens, Furphy to the back of the box and tapped in for a layup. That's a picture-perfect goal created by the Kansas City Comets. One-touch soccer, Neeskens, Furphy, and easy as a piece of cake in the back of the net.
Wow, what a goal. A goal like that is a good case for giving 2 assists, because Neeskens started the whole thing with a perfect ball for Furphy. First time to the man you're looking at, and he's a hot scorer. A point in all 11 of KC's games this year, at least. He's got his 8th goal of the year. Assist number 6 for Furphy at 4:33. It only took 42 seconds on the power play, and I can't believe we're tied up so quick. Boy, the Comets have really stormed back here. They looked all but dead in the first quarter.
Well, they came out and got hammered in the first quarter. That short-handed goal by Bonchek got them emotionally back into the game.
Yeah, they can thank their rookie for this one. Kevin Cronin on the left wing, cleared away by Alan Mayer. Neeskens bumped back in by Gene Wilrich. Giraldi, Katsoukas, Furphy, but it's going to go out of play. And it'll be a kick in at the defensive end for San Diego. Kansas City's 3 goals came in a span of 5 minutes and 18 seconds after San Diego had scored 3 in a span of 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Zoltan Toth. Long throw, left wing, Bronco Segota. Against him is Bonchek, and back to the goalkeeper, Alan Mayer. Up over 2 lines, great throw for Furphy. You know what amazes me is how far Mayer throws that ball with just a flick of the wrist. He doesn't take a big long swing, just flicks it downfield.
Well, Alan Mayer, a super versatile athlete, an all-star tennis player, a baseball player. His distribution of the soccer ball after he makes a save, I think is the best in the league.
I would agree. Tasso Katsoukas, left wing. Neeskens goes down, whistle and a foul, and it's going to be against San Diego's Gene Wilrich, who can't believe it.
Well, that's a good call. Gene Wilrich turning his back on the play, really creating that foul. No argument from me. Good call by the official. Here's the ball to Wilrich in the corner. Watch him turn. He turns and puts his back, his hip into the player, creating the foul.
Johan Neeskens, the man on the receiving end of that one. Defensive zone, Brian Schmetzer, right side for George Katakalidis. I think it's safe to say that the rest of the MISL is not in awe of San Diego anymore.
Well, it's tough to be on top. When you're on top, every team comes out and shoots for you. This team is mortal.
San Diego within 2 fouls now of another KC power play.
And there's the late tackle again for a foul. There really wasn't that much contact there, but it stopped a dangerous opportunity.
Bad angle, Neeskens centers, DiBernardo is shot, blocked by Katakalidis. On the left side, it's picked up by Zoltan Toth. KC has not scored many goals in the second quarter this year. Only 4 coming into this ball game, and they've got 2 already, and that'll be a foul on Brian Schmetzer. Foul number 5 on San Diego.
Ryan Schmetzer can't believe it. Steve Jungle was arguing. Here's the tackle. Every coach will tell you a 50-50 ball. Go in hard. The way you get hurt is if you're going halfway. And there was contact there. I don't know about the foul.
Schmetzer against DiBernardo. Ball loose for Quinn. Left side for Segota. Bonchek knocks it away. Carlos Salguero out there with it. Back of the red line, Bonchek. DiBernardo, Petcher is on. DiBernardo taken down hard by Steve Jungle, and that's really going to hurt San Diego because that is not the 6th foul. They'll still have 5, and that's a 2-minute penalty on Steve Jungle.
Steve Jungle can't believe it. We'll get a look at Angelo DiBernardo with the ball. Here comes Jungle in late, really not making an effort to make a tackle, but he certainly took Angelo off his feet, and a good call. Steve Jungle cannot believe it, but you're right, Bob. Puts Kansas City in an excellent position in terms of the 6th foul.
You know what hurts here, Shep, if you're the defending team, playing with 5 fouls, you can't be aggressive killing the penalty, because if you get another foul, then you're 2 men down.
Well, tactically, in defense, they have to really just, instead of trying to win the ball, just play it out. When in doubt, kick it out. They can no longer go in for the aggressive tackle. Instead, they'll back off, just try and shield the player.
Boy, Ron Newman's team had it all going their way in the first half. Rick Benben's Comets have come back strong, and now they could take the lead if they get another power play goal. They could conceivably be playing with a man advantage for half of the remainder of the second period. Furphy and Schmetzer kicked it off the line. Zoltan Toth with it. Up the right side for Bronco Segota, but it went right into the San Diego bench. That's one of the dangers of throwing that ball near the team benches. It's only about 3.5 feet tall.
Here's what Kansas City wants to do on the power play. Get it to the left point to Keith Furphy. There he cracks it with his left foot. He's a left-footed player. That ball saved by Zoltan on the line.
Here's Furphy again. On top for Tasso Katsoukas. Furphy's in the left point, Nashkin's in the right. Ficus and Haramina working in front. Nashkin's and Katsoukas with 1:15 left in the KC power play. Nashkin's one touch, then the shot. That's a ball you've got to hit first time.
Well, I don't know if the strategy for Kansas City shouldn't change right now in terms of the 5 fouls that San Diego has on them.
So we have a timeout on the floor. There's your score. It was 3-1 San Diego after 1, 7:33 left in the second quarter. Bob Carpenter and Shep Messing from Kemper Arena, Kansas City. What an interesting game it's been so far, halfway through the second quarter. And we'll watch KC again on the power play a few minutes ago.
Well, that's a coach's dream, from Neeskins to Furphy to the back post. Goal. Textbook soccer.
Bing, bing, bing. Red light comes on. It's 3-3, and now KC with a chance for more. Here's Nashkins on top for Tasso Katsoukas. Cha-Cha Namdar on him. Nashkins, Katsoukas, left side for Furphy with a minute remaining in the KC power play.
Getting back to the tactics of this power play, I would post the man down in the box and get it to him. Try to create another foul.
Furphy switches it right side for Nashkins. Kansas City has outshot San Diego 7-1 in this period. Namdar working hard on the boards, and he was fouled by Tasso Katsoukas. And it's not really anything great that Namdar did, but KC very sloppy with the ball out on top, Shep.
Well, they're working the ball around the perimeter. I think in terms of the 5 fouls against San Diego, I would post the man down in the box, try and get it to him with his back to the goal to create the foul. Instead, Kansas City working patiently for the shot. It's okay if they score a goal off it.
Kick in for the Sockers with Brian Schmetzer. Namdar touches it down the left wing for Fernando Clavijo. Tasso Katsoukas screaming for a handball. Then Katsoukas takes him down. Tasso a little frustrated that he didn't get the handball call, and then he really wiped out Clavijo, who's in pain. He may have smacked the side of his face on the boards in the left wing.
Fernando Clavijo, one of the fastest players in the league, a great addition to this team, San Diego Sockers. He came with Steve Jungle and with George Katakalitis. There's Clavijo down on the ground. And let's watch the foul. Clavijo really just stalling for time, trying to protect the ball. Katsoukas in for the foul. Clavijo going down. Perhaps he caught the left foot of Katsoukas on the way down.
Yeah, I think so. Looked like Tasso inadvertently kicked him with his left boot. San Diego trainer is Ted Wallace, escorting Clavijo to the bench. So we've got 34 seconds remaining in the Kansas City power play, and the Comets have been very inefficient with the man advantage. Sockers playing with 5 fouls, so Kansas City could conceivably have another power play in very short order.
We've talked about it often before, Bob. The power play, the last thing to click for a team.
Interception in front by Tasso Katsoukas, picked up by Alan Mayer, who was dumped by Kevin Crow, and then Mayer throws it over 3 lines as Crow and Mayer, former teammates, were glaring at each other. "25 seconds left in the San Diego penalty killing effort. The no-goal patrol has been burned once tonight. Zoltan Toth over 2 lines. The header by the ever-hustling Quinn. Giraldi right side boards for Nashkins. Namdar knocks it away. Cha-Cha Namdar. Went to Texas Tech. Left side Katsoukas. Penalty is over. Teams are back at even strength. Naskins tried to switch it left side for Furphy. Here's Namdar ahead for Steve Jungle. Long ball in the right wing. Furphy's got it. One thing that just crossed my mind, Shep, that we haven't mentioned so far, Kansas City playing without one of its better offensive players, Laurie Abrahams, who has a fractured left ankle. Not a major fracture, but you've got to miss a guy like that. He's got a lot of skill and quickness. We have some sort of call from the penalty box official, Jim Burke. Billy Maxwell, the senior official, conferring with him. Steve Jungle has changed shoes more tonight than your favorite girl at the department store.
Well, I was going to talk about it before the game.
That must be a 6th foul, or was it an illegal substitution on Kansas City? It looks like they're signaling illegal substitution on the home team. Or maybe it was against San Diego now. They're pointing to the San Diego bench.
Bill Maxwell down there gesturing. Steve Jungle arguing.
Boy, if that's another San Diego penalty, they're still staring at 5 fouls.
Well, Ron Newman looks unhappy. It looks like it's going to be against San Diego. Rick Ben.
That is Kaz Dana talking with the official. Looks like Brian Quinn is coming over to serve the penalty. And KC will go on the power play again.
Ryan Quinn out there arguing. Bill Maxwell explaining the decision. In any event, we're seeing a San Diego player go to the penalty box, and once again, the Kansas City Comets go to the power play.
And if you're new to the game of indoor soccer, all an illegal substitution is what we used to call too many men on the field. Somebody comes on before the man he's replacing gets close enough to the bench. The official in the penalty box, Jim Burke, ever alertly spotted it, and thus KC gets another power play. That official in the penalty box, Shep, is very important to the playing of this game and the enforcement of the rules.
Well, there's no doubt. There's a fast game. There's a lot of contact, a lot of velocity, and it takes 2 men on the field and 1 in the box to control it.
Adi Coker is serving the penalty. That is the 3rd San Diego penalty of the night. KC 1 for 2 on the power play. So here we go again. Tasso Katsoukas. Here's Furphy, first time, and a good save by Zoltan Toth. Furphy did a great job there, Shep. He made sure he got it on goal and low.
Well, that's the shot they want to create. Keith Furphy alone on the left side, putting it on his left foot and getting something on goal.
Johan Naskins. Tasso Katsoukas with the left foot. Oh, what a shot and what a save by Toth. A good clearance there by Brian Schmetzer.
And that's a big save for Zoltan Toth. He's a big fella, 6'3". He got down low and made a great save.
Boy, Tasso, great strike of the ball with his left foot. A lot of penalties so far tonight. To the goalkeeper's right. Slide tackle by Toth to knock it away from Jaramillo. Escaping with it, the quick Fernando Clavijo. Namdar leaves. On is Segota. Down to the corner, bumped away by Katsoukas, and Naskins controls on the right wing. Jaramillo, nice move up the boards. He better wait for some support though, because he's outnumbered, and that should be a foul on Bronco Segota, and that's 6 fouls on San Diego.
And that's a good call by Bill Maxwell. Jaramillo got hacked. We watch it again coming up the right side. Bronco Segota, no chance for the ball. Jaramillo turned quickly, creating the foul. Bronco Segota called for that 6th foul.
Now Kansas City will have a 2-man advantage for the next 50 seconds, then a minute 10 power play after that. We'll take a break while we get ready for this Kansas City power play and a possible harvest coming up for Rick Benben's team against Ron Newman's. 3-3 the score. .449 left, second period. Kansas City, big advantage here with a 2-man advantage for the next 50 seconds. Here's Katsoukas. Missing to the far post. Kansas City, 9 out of the 10 shots in this period. Furphy, Katsoukas.
indeed it was a poor performance. I think the key thing was poor shot selection by Kasukis at the top of the point. When you're really playing 5 against 3, you must work patiently, get it to the open player. But that's really, you can excuse that with the enthusiasm of Kasukis trying to score that go-ahead goal.
Flick on, Angelo DiBernardo down the right side. Brian Schmetzer back to get it. Schmetzer has Wilrich to his right. Gene Wilrich from Koblenz, West Germany. By the way, I was talking to Laurie Abrahams of Kansas City at halftime. He'll have the cast taken off his foot Monday. They'll check it. And if everything's okay, he could be back in a couple of weeks. If everything's not okay, it's going to be even longer. And he's chomping at the bit sitting up here in the press box. Here's Quinn on goal! And a score! Kevin Crow! Brian Quinn did a great job of getting that ball on goal to pressure Mayer. They couldn't clear it away before Kevin Crow came from nowhere to poke it home.
Absolutely frustrating for Alan Mayer. Kevin Crow streaking down the right side. Caught Alan Mayer leaning the wrong way. Here comes the shot from Quinn. Alan Mayer going the opposite direction. Gets down with the right hand to make the save. But there comes Crow streaking in the middle by a diving Gino Schiraldi, and he tucks it in the back of the net. There's Mayer with the first save. Kevin Crow diving in. Schiraldi between really Kevin Crow and the ball, but Crow diving in with his right foot and poking it into the back of the net.
Number 3 of the year, it was certainly, Shep. Opportunistic it was for Kevin Crow, his 3rd of the year. Quinn, his 6th assist at a minute 13. That's what happens in this league. KC did not cash in their power plays, and San Diego didn't make them wait long to pay for it in the 3rd quarter. This is Charlie Ficus giving it to Ladouceur. Good steal by him. Adi Coker with it. Jungle playing more of a midfield tonight with everything in front of him, bringing it up. That's why we haven't seen him teamed with Segota very much. They usually play up front together. Adi Coker aggressively. Down he goes, courtesy of the rookie Bond check. And this is a dangerously close free kick for Jungle in San Diego. That ball's only about 12 feet from the near post where Alan Mayer waits. Played off for Katakalitis. He couldn't do it. Cleared but not out. Here's Kevin Crow. Tried to center for Jungle in the corner. Not Katakalitis knocked off the ball. Here's Jungle again. Back to the net. Tight marking there. Surrounded by 3 white shirts. Petcher goes down after being called for the foul. And a free kick for San Diego.
Petcher and Steve Jungle. Jungle has had some wars with people over the years.
Katakalitis shooting wide, and Furphy puts the full brunt of that one. That didn't feel too good, did it? Here's Keith Furphy back the other way. Ficus at midfield. Ladouceur for Coker. Back to Jacques Ladouceur. Steve Jungle against Petcher, who pokes it away. Tasso Kitsukas with Ladouceur on him from behind. And Tasso comes away with it. We're in the first 2:40 of the 3rd quarter. San Diego has drawn an early first blood here with a goal in a minute 13. Crow from Quinn leading it 4-3. Ball is out of play. We'll have a timeout on the field and take one as well. 12-11 left. Sockers by 1. Sockers by 1, 3rd quarter action. Bob Carpenter, Shep Messing from Kansas City's Kemper Arena. Here's Nashkins. DiBernardo for Clark. On goal! And Zoltan Toth got a piece of it to chip it wide and then cleared away. Kansas City on the transition game, getting down the floor very quickly. On is Tasso Kitsukas. Tim Clark will leave as Rick Benben brings in some firepower for this set piece, Shep.
We saw the replay, Zoli getting a piece of it, creating the opportunity, but that ball going out for a corner kick.
Now Ficus is on to replace Nashkins. You look out there, and you don't see more than one defender, Gino Schiraldi. This is what you call an attacking substitution on a set piece, trying to get some firepower offensively. Kitsukas for DiBernardo. Angelo fanned on the shot. And San Diego back the other way. Here's Adi Coker. Top of the slot. Right side, Wilrich. I thought Gene was going to let that one fly first time. Clavillo centers. And DiBernardo, with help from Mayer, clears it. And that ball comes from side to side. You're just better off ripping that thing first time because that keeper just can't move across the goal mouth as quickly as the ball.
Well, what San Diego does so well is fill the lanes, run without the ball, fill the lanes, and that guy with the ball goes to the center and dishes it down an open lane.
And it appeared that Woolrich had that open lane. Here's Nashkins in the corner. Down he goes, courtesy of Brian Schmetzer, and that's going to be a 2-minute penalty on San Diego and an upcoming Kansas City power play.
Johan Nashkins creating this penalty by an individual effort down the left side. Here's Nashkins down and a hard tackle and a shoulder charge. There's the penalty, the 2-minute penalty. Really, after the play was already done and the tackle was made, an extra little kick with the left foot got that blue card out.
Brian Schmetzer for boarding. 7th penalty in the ball game. 5 of them against San Diego. And the Comets, who are 1 for 4 in the power play, need to get a goal here. They need to get some confidence in their power play.
Well, the key is patience, Bob. Working around to the perimeter, get the open shot.
Ficus for Nashkins, a hard shot, and a near post save by Tope. Ficus blocked by Clavijo. Nashkins for Furphy. Left wing boards to Mir Haramina, who bears a great resemblance to Tasso Katsoukas. Katsoukas wears number 10, and Haramina wears number 11. Charlie Ficus. Furphy. Nashkins. 35 seconds of the penalty gone. Here's Johan Nashkins. Near post again. Ficus the rebound. As he was tumbling, he just couldn't make contact. Here's Brian Quinn up the right side boards. Tasso Katsoukas chasing him to the corner, far post, and he hit it wide by 3 feet. Nashkins, far Ficus. Here comes KC. 3-on-3. Furphy against Crow. Weak shot as Crow got a piece of it. That's one of those situations, Shep, where do you go ahead and take the 3-on-3, or do you wait for support and set up your power play? KC chose not to, and it cost him possession.
I think you must be patient, and let's give San Diego some credit on defending against the power play.
Injured player down along the boards. That is Johan Nashkins holding his right shin. Boy, he had a bad injury that prevented him from getting into the season at all. And now he's down, hurt again, and we'll check and see what happened.
Let's watch the reason he's there. Addy Coker going in with a hard tackle. Nashkins really spinning around, coming down. Let's hope for everybody's sake it's not the knee and it's the shin instead. But Addy Coker diving in for the tackle. Nashkins caught off balance and going down hard.
ESPN Super Season of Live College Basketball tips off Tuesday evening, December 17th. Number 1, North Carolina against Jacksonville. And the Tar Heels look to be in the battle for number 1 in the nation all season long, with the likes of all ACC Brad Doherty, the number 1 rebounder in the ACC last year, Dave Popson, Kenny Smith, and Steve Hale. They banged the boards for Coach Dean Smith. Should be a good one. Jacksonville may be having their best team of the last 5 years. They return all 5 starters, led by 6'5" forward Otis Smith, junior guard Ronnie Murphy, an inside scoring punch from Rod Kittles. Number 1 comes to ESPN Live College Basketball, North Carolina against Jacksonville, December 17th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Well, Rick Benben has had a lot of injury problems this year, and the way they're feeling around there, Shep, you get the impression they're searching for a crack in the bone somewhere, and that's something to be concerned about if you're KC, especially a guy like Johan Nashkins. At the age of 34, how many more of these could he take?
Let's watch it again. Addy Coker, number 4 for San Diego, coming to meet Nashkins along the board. Addy Coker goes in with the right foot, catches Nashkins, it looks like, on the inside of his right heel. Nashkins goes down hard. Perhaps it was worse than it looked. At any rate, trainer Doug Weisner down on the field examining Johan Nashkins.
So concerned on the part of the Kemper Arena fans over Johan Nashkins. We've got 10:01 left in the third quarter of play. The only goal of this period, Brian Quinn to Kevin Crow. Watch Crow come out of nowhere. Here he comes. Boy, the big guy just forced his way in there. And again, as we said earlier, credit Brian Quinn. He did a 180 Shep and managed to get the ball not only on goal, but toward the far post so that Alan Mayer had to sprawl to make the save rather than have the ball come right at him in the middle of the net.
You're absolutely right. Brian Quinn had that ball on goal. If Alan Mayer had not come back across the flow of his body to make the save, Brian Quinn's shot would have been in. At any rate, Kevin Crow, opportunistic, streaking in, and he scores that go-ahead goal.
I want to salute our crew here in Kansas City. I think these are some of the best replays that we've had all year long on our MISL coverage as we've gone around the nation. Our producer Tom Williamson handling things tonight, and Mr. Nashkins is headed for the bench, and Rick Benben thinking about still another injury to his beleaguered ball club.
Well, that's devastating. I really place a lot of value on Johan Neeskens finally getting back into the lineup. 2 World Cup finals. This guy is a world-class player, finally back in the lineup, and now he's out with an injury again.
Also Katsikas, right side for DiBernardo. Kevin Crow, the defensive play, and he clears it down with 25 seconds left in the Kansas City power play. They're 5th of the night, and they only have 1 power play goal. DiBernardo for Ficus, knocked away by Clavijo. Here's Tusso. That one kicked out by Kevin Crow, who's having himself a great ball game.
There's just nothing there. San Diego playing a box defense, almost a zone, really shutting down the dangerous shots.
DiBernardo trying to guide one off the glass in front for Damir Haramina. Kiss it goodbye upstairs. It'll be a goal kick. And San Diego has weathered another penalty. They've killed 4 out of 5 penalties successfully tonight, and evidently the no goal patrol is doing the job. 9:20 left in the third quarter of play. This Kansas City team, down through the years, what a great franchise it's become. They set a league attendance record here, rather their own personal attendance record here, for their season opener when the St. Louis Steamers came to town back in November. That was on the 2nd of November. 16,338 were here as they beat St. Louis 4-1. Done a great job of selling indoor soccer to the fans of Kansas City.
Well, it's a super city and a super franchise. Their average attendance up around 13,900. Maybe with the Bob Carpenter fan club, it's up around 14,000.
Yeah, that'll add 1 or 2. Did you know that I'm a UMKC Fighting Kangaroo? I went to college here. Left wing, look out in front. Ladouceur, but we had a foul before the play. Dave Bonchek fouling Branko Segota on the left wing boards.
Here's the play again. Bonchek with that shoulder charge. Now the ball coming against the boards. Bonchek still in there with the shoulder. The foul called there is there's a collision, and Alan Mayer ends up with the ball.
Foul number 3 in the Comets. In front, Katakalides got a touch, but it was behind him. Down the floor, Zoltan Toth over the red line so he can dump it upfield. Katakalides heads it. Thank you, says Steve Petcher. And then Ladouceur deflects it back. Bonchek, not a very good ball for Petcher, who gave it up. And San Diego really playing well up front, marking tightly. And here comes DiBernardo after Steve Petcher made a fine slide tackle that time. Angelo down the left wing. Down he goes. Holding call. Katakalides, quick restart. Dimitrievich plays it in. 1-2 with Salguero. Shooting. Boy, you've got to get that shot to hit the glass and stay in play.
Well, again, in soccer, it's getting your body and your knee over the ball. If you lean back, that ball is going to go up. Dimitrievich leaning back and sending the ball high above the glass.
As of Saturday, Chico Borja tops in the league. Had a great game against KC on Friday night in Wichita. Tattoo of Dallas. Rasmussen of Wichita right up there. Steve Jungle of San Diego. Unusual to see him 12 points behind the league's leading scorer. And what a great purchase by Roy Turner, getting Chico Borja from the now defunct Las Vegas Americans. That's got to be the deal of the year.
So far, so good. Chico Borja cracking goals left and right. Steve Jungle, well, you mentioned those sneakers he's wearing, Bob. He has an Achilles heel problem. We thought we'd see him break out. Steve Jungle will be reckoned with later in the season.
Here's Segota, knocked off the ball by Zoran Dimitrievich. Charlie Ficus back to Alan Mayer. We've got 7:40 remaining, third quarter. The home team down by 1. They've never been able to lead in this game. Salguero on the left wing corner. Knocked off the ball by Katakalides. Out to the point, Dimitrievich looking for Petcher. Cut off there, and Dimitrievich called for holding Brian Quinn. That's 4 fouls now on KC.
It's an unnecessary foul. Coaches, if like your players, if you're going to take a foul, get in there and crack. Don't just pull or tug or hold. Get in there and make the foul count for something.
Jungle bumps it off the boards for Brian Quinn. Kevin Crow overlapping left wing. They go up over the top for him. Salguero, he bicycles it. That should be a dangerous play as Crow's foot was up near the face of Salguero. That'll be 3 fouls on San Diego. Well, are you surprised at the lack of scoring since halftime? I thought things were going to explode here, but maybe it's only fitting they settled down after such a wild first half.
No team, no coach likes to see their team give up bad goals, defensive mistakes. I'm sure both coaches, Ron Newman and Rick Benben, went in there at halftime and said, let's get a grip defensively, and then we'll build it up front.
Right down the middle, Segota! And a save by Alan Mayer as Segota used that explosive speed of his and beat Keith Furphy down the slot. Mayer got in front, did the job. Corner kick for the Sockers when we come back. 6:42, third quarter. San Diego, the league champion, still leading by 1.
Remain in the arena a few minutes after the conclusion of tonight's game for the Comets post-game show, sponsored by Guys Foods. The show will feature a...
We're told that Johan Neeskens has simply bruised his right shin and could return to the ballgame tonight. In fact, he is out there right now. Zoltan Toth of San Diego is number 2 in the league. They go by goals against average, not by 1 loss. Or obviously Tino Lettieri would be the big man of the league, but Slobo Olievsky of St. Louis tops with 3.39. Tell you, Shep, those are some low goals against averages.
Well, that's a collective effort. You're looking at top goalkeepers.
Oh, it hit the goalpost. Segota from Jungle.
And actually, Mayer got a piece of that ball, a blasted shot. Mayer got a piece and touched it off the post.
Kevin Crow, left corner, Branko Segota against Tim Clark, who cuts him off. Whistle, foul, handball on Segota, and now each team has 4 fouls. Well, you're looking at one of the great young players in all the world right there. Segota, what a multi-talent he is. Here's Furphy. Nice ball for Neeskens. Left side, Tasso Kitsukas looks to cross for Furphy. And again, defender Kevin Crow with that great size of his. Now we got Adi Coker, check it, Jacques Ladouceur with Neeskens battling in midfield. They both went airborne. Segota, ooh, he got it through the legs of Mayer, behind him. Rebound in front. It hit Jungle from the shot of Schmetzer, and Steve couldn't react in time. Segota. Nice poke check there by Gino Schiraldi. Furphy in the corner. Segota trying to freeze it there. Here's Jungle on top to Brian Schmetzer.
San Diego getting a second win, unleashing shots, one through the legs of Alan Mayer, but defensively the ball being cleared out.
Brian Quinn leaves it for Segota. Block in front by Tim Clark. To the corner, Schmetzer for Quinn, who's such a hard worker out there. That little guy really has a great work rate. Here's Mayer for Furphy, lays it back for Clark. The pressure of Quinn sets it up for Jungle. He goes down. That's going to be a penalty on Tim Clark. And Brian Quinn made that play for San Diego.
Steve Jungle down on the ground. A good call by the official. Brian Quinn winning the ball. And now Jungle streaking towards the goal and taken down hard by Tim Clark. Jungle again going for the goal, being stripped down by Tim Clark. Here it is. Quinn, Jungle streaking. Tim Clark takes him down. 2-minute penalty.
He definitely got there late. Clark for tripping at 9:51. San Diego tonight on the power play. 0 for 1. Here's Segota. Gene Wilrich. Ooh, nice little ball through for Kaz Dana. Haven't seen Kazzy much tonight. Wilrich ripping, and Schiraldi. Jungle centers. Nobody there except for young Bonchek of KC. Here he comes again. He's got one shorthanded goal tonight. Right wing for Ficus. Boy, it's easy to see why Rick Benben has him killing penalties. Petcher, stopped by Jungle, gets it back for Schiraldi. Gino around Jungle. 1-2 with Petcher. Bad angle. Oh, he hit it just wide. I tell you, the roof would have come off this place with a goal there. Schiraldi cut off by Wilrich. And here comes Jungle with 1:05 left. How about those Comets?
Well, the crowd going wild. A great defensive effort. Now San Diego setting up again.
Here come the Sockers with Wilrich ripping. He was looking left side. Great play by Schiraldi to keep it from reaching Adi Coker. Coker stationed on that shooter's left post. Here's Gene Wilrich. Jungle. Cross for Segota. Steve Petcher cut it off. Running hard with it. Jungle cuts him off. Here they come. 5-on-3. Petcher out of the play. And a stop by Charlie Ficus.
Oh, Charlie Ficus making a great tackle.
20 seconds left in the power play for San Diego. Segota. Jungle. Segota. Petcher with a block. Schiraldi clears it away.
Oh, great stuff in defense by Kansas City. First Charlie Ficus, then Steve Petcher. Now Kansas City regrouping again defensively.
Petcher knocks that one away. Coming out of the penalty box, Tim Clark. Right now, penalty is over. So it stays a one-goal game. 3 minutes remaining, third quarter. That was a great series by KC. Here's Schiraldi. Segota knocking him off the ball. Each team playing with 4 fouls. Kaz Dana. He will bump it back to Crow, then leave. On for San Diego is whom? They're a man short. Somebody's got to come on. Adi Coker finally does. One of the few times you'll see San Diego mess up a substitution. They probably use those doors as well as anybody in the league.
Well, that you have to give credit to Coach Ron Newman. He really devised many tactics in the MISL, and his team experience with composure, doing an excellent job right now.
Here's Tim Clark running hard down the left wing. Right side, DiBernardo. In front is Furphy, and a block by Kevin Crow again. Clark keeps it in. Katsoukas to his left, knocked away. Here's Tim Clark. The pace is picking up now with 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Furphy knocked down, play on. Katakalides took him down. Here's Brian Quinn back the other way. 3-on-2. Crow, one touch and the shot. Alan Mayer, big save. That ball was looking labeled for the far post. Corner kick San Diego. Will come back and it's exciting in KC. 4-3 San Diego, but the Comets definitely in it.
How about those penalty busters?
It's late in the third quarter. Saturday night game, Baltimore. Good weekend for Kenny Cooper's team. They won at Dallas Friday, won at home Saturday night, 5-1 over Cleveland. Pending the outcome of the Sunday Minnesota-Chicago game, Baltimore is 3 games out, and they've leapfrogged over Cleveland into a second-place tie with Pittsburgh. Right side, Bronco Segota. Wide to the near post. Katakalides picks it up. Minute 30 left in the third quarter. Bronco Segota at that left point for Jungle. Shep, I tell you what, as the game goes on, you see the big guns playing longer shifts, don't you?
That's for sure. Bronco Segota.
No goal. Foul before the shot. Handball.
Brian Quinn disputing the call, but that call was made clearly and concisely well before the goal. No goal, San Diego.
Brian Quinn really giving it to Joe Rudy. Here's Katsoukas. That's 5 fouls in the soccer, so they've got to keep their composure here. Here's Woolrich, top of the slot. Easy pickings for Alan Mayer. Here comes Ficus. 2-on-3. KC in a line change. Ficus in front for Furphy. Zoltan Toth made the play. And then off the foot of Clavijo, it's upstairs. Kick in KC. 51 seconds left, third quarter. San Diego 4-3. Seems like every time you look up now, Segota's out there. And when they get it on offense, then Jungle comes back out. He doesn't come out when they play on defense.
It's a very important game early in the season for San Diego and for Kansas City, and you're right. Bronco Segota getting more playing time. Steve Jungle taking longer shifts.
Boncheck, left wing corner. Pete Furphy turning. Knocked away by Schmetzer. Got a little Ron Newman story to tell you. Many years ago when he was coaching the Fort Lauderdale Strikers of the NASL, late in the season, his team was going for the playoffs and was on a real bad streak, and the local press was really on him about their playoff chances being dead. He arrived on the field for the pregame in a hearse, popped up out of a coffin and said, "Hey, we're not dead yet."
Ron Rubin, one of the most colorful characters in the league, winningest coach in the league, and he's just a great attributes.
And I think after that game, the press was back on his side, win or lose. Here's Segota against Schiraldi. That'll be a foul on Gino. And now a very critical 22 seconds, Shep. Each team with 5 fouls, and San Diego has the all-important possession.
And the strategy with 5 fouls, you don't necessarily have to go to goal. Put that ball along the boards, put it to a player, put his back to the goal, try and draw that foul.
Segota ripping high and wide. Back to the goalkeeper, Zoltan Toth. Looks like we're headed for the 4th quarter in a 1-goal differential. 5 seconds left. So this will do it. And when we come back, it should be a very interesting and exciting 4th quarter of play. Hope you're enjoying the Major Indoor Soccer League on ESPN. We'll be back with our 3rd quarter observations and the all-important 4th period of play with the Sockers on top by a single goal. Angelo clipped it up over the glass. It'll be a goal kick. Angelo DiBernardo, Herman Award winner at the University of Indiana. Boy, the Hoosiers have turned out some great players over the years.
Probably 2 players on the field today, Bob. Angelo DiBernardo, one of them. Addy Coker from San Diego, the other, who have recovered from just devastating knee injuries. Just a measure of the hard work, discipline these players had to come back.
You know, we have another Herman Award winner in the building tonight. Alan Mayer. They're going to say he's out of the box, but it's not where his foot is. 1 foot was in, 1 foot was out. It's where the ball is, so we'll see if you can judge it yourself.
Well, I'm a goalkeeper, so I'm going to judge that he was in, although it looked like that ball broke the plane of the line. It's not where his feet are.
Yeah,
you're right, it's the ball.
But did it go entirely over the line like it has to do to score a goal? Here's Jungle. Tries to force it in. That'll be a foul on Clavijo.
Well, again, the subjective opinion of the referees, they do an excellent job. They felt that that ball wasn't handled intentionally by Allen, and that's why they just called for a direct kick instead of a penalty.
That was not Clavijo, that was Katakalides having words with Tim Clark. We have another Herman Award winner in the building tonight. That's the Kansas City assistant coach, Billy Gazonis. 1977, Hartwick College, he won that award. And a knee injury pretty much ended his career as well.
Well, Billy Gazonis, a great player, a former teammate of mine, doing an excellent job here as assistant coach.
Little bitty guy. I'd love to see him, Stan Cummins, and Jeff Cacciatore playing a line together. Here's DiBernardo. Right side, Furphy. Off the boards, Crow. Far side, Fernando Clavijo. Watch him turn on the jets. This kid can fly. Jungle has Quinn overlapping, stopping him. Nice play by Schiraldi. Gino has had a great ball game tonight. He and Kevin Crow may be the 2 best defensive players on the field.
They've done a good job, but there are a lot of talented players on the field. You look at a Jungle who, with his versatility, has come back into the midfield to direct traffic.
Here's Salguero stepping around Jungle. Right side Ficus. He's got Schiraldi. 1 touch. Try to go right side for Salguero. It is Ficus along the boards. Carlos couldn't get it. Out to knock it away is Zoltan Toth. Here's Charlie Ficus. Another one of those former Indiana players. Tasso Gitsoukas. Using his strength to shield Cha-Cha Namdar. Then he was obstructed by Brian Schmetzer. Foul number 2 on San Diego. And those fouls will be very important in a 1-goal game in the 4th quarter.
Well, Bob, San Diego doing a super job defensively, almost playing in a zone. Bringing 4 guys back behind the ball, almost playing a 4-and-1. That forces Kansas City not to take players on by dribbling, but to pass the ball, make the ball do the work.
Segota for Jungle against Bonchek. And he took it right away from the superstar. I got a kick out of what Shep told me before the game. He says, you know, those offensive players, they'll make 15, 20 mistakes during a game, get the one goal, and they'll be the offensive player of the game. Right there, the young rookie did the job on the great veteran. You goalkeepers, I'll tell you. You like those defenders, though, don't you?
Well, defenders are our bread and butter. We see a hard tackle again by Clavijo.
Foul number 3 on San Diego, with Fernando sending Salguero to the turf.
Here's Clavijo coming in hard on Salguero.
Nashkins. Defensive play, Clavijo. Dana through the legs of Nashkins. Ladouceur, right side for Wad Hermes.
And that's unbelievable. Kazdania, the best player in the history of Poland. World Cup player pushing it through the legs of the 2-time World Cup finalist, Johan Nashkins, only in the MISL.
Dana intercepting. Right side, here's Gene Wilrich. 3-on-3. He's against Clark. Lays it off for Kazi, as Ron Newman calls him. Out on top for Katakalitis. This is Kevin Crow, former San Diego State Aztec. 11-11 left in the game. 4-3 San Diego. Petcher will beat Coker to this one. Steve Fell, though. Ladouceur looking inside behind Crow. Easy pickings for Tim Clark. Clark ahead for Petcher. Back to Alan Mayer, who can't pick it up because it came from the other side of the red line. Under pressure, fouled by Gene Wilrich, and that's foul number 4 on San Diego.
And an intelligent play by Alan Mayer, a former playing against his former teammates, of course, drawing that foul by dribbling out of the box, letting Gene Wilrich come in and make the tackle.
Mayer left wing throw for DiBernardo. Angelo fighting off Katakalitis. Another foul on San Diego, and that's number 5. So the Comets 1 foul away from the power play. Here's Ficus. Crow on him, so is Namdar. Cha-Cha centers for Adi Coker, and back to Zoltan Toth. Gene Wilrich with that left thigh heavily taped down the right wing boards. Cuts it inside on Clark, bumps it to the corner. Decoys it for Namdar, and a save by Timmy Clark.
I'll tell you, Timmy Clark has been all over the field today.
He's one of the best shot blockers in the MISL. Petcher, toe poke. Oh, DiBernardo had a rebound, but Toth reached up to knock it away very nicely. Here's Furphy. There's a nice check by Cha-Cha Namdar. Segota and Jungle back the other way. 2-on-4. Let's see what the superstars can do here. Mayer heads it out. Furphy is down. Jungle for Segota. Knocked away by Furphy. Somebody may have been whacked by that helmet of Alan Mayer. Oh, what a goal by Jungle! On a tremendous feed from the right wing by Quinn. Jungle went down, and with his bald spot, put it up into the net. What a goal.
Hey, far be it for me to say that, Bob, but I'll tell you, that is a great, great goal. Steve Jungle first trying to connect with Branko Segota. They couldn't make it click. Here's Branko's initial shot. Watch Alan Mayer come up and actually head the ball out with his helmet right to Jungle. This is not the sequence resulting in a goal. They'll go give and go to Branko, back, no goal, but the ball will come all the way out. And when the defense had a little bit of a lapse, here it comes. Alan Mayer getting back to his feet. Here comes the shot. Steve Jungle diving at the far post, and just like that, goal.
Nodding in and watching it go into the net. Jungle with the goal. His 10th of the year, assisted by Quinn, his 3rd assist of the night, number 7 on the year. 5-25 San Diego by 2. KC seemingly was building some momentum, but the Sockers grabbed it away from them, and we'll take a timeout. 9:26 remaining. Sockers 5, Comets 3. San Diego has never trailed. Next Sunday we'll be in Tacoma for the Sting and the Stars, but well, we've had a great one from Kansas City this week with the Comets and the Sockers. Long throw from Toth. Right side, Wilrich taken off the ball by Johan Nashkins. Salguero, left side for Schiraldi. Escapes the clutches of Quinn. Gino holding possession. Quinn can't get it back. Boncheck for Nashkins. I'll tell you, that Quinn is something. He must run 15 miles during a game out there. Here's Katsoukas. Salguero back to Tasso. Schmetzer with help from Kaz Dana clearing it. Dana to midfield. Boncheck heads it straight up and gets it back from Salguero.
And the problem is, Bob, San Diego just doing a super job defensively. Kansas City getting through the midfield, creating attacks, but San Diego getting 4 men back behind the ball.
Here's Tasso Katsoukas. Good defensive play there, made by Wad Hermes. Here's Schmetzer, right side for Dana. Kaz Dana now with his great experience and skill, playing a more important role in the latter part of this game. We didn't see much of him early, Shep.
Kaz Dana, the world-class World Cup player from Poland, 38 years old. But yes, his experience showing in the later stages of the game.
Segota down the slot, screaming for the ball from Jacques Ladouceur, who gives it to Jungle. Now Bronco has it. Jungle at the left point. Back to Kevin Crowe, who just stepped on. Clock running, 7:45 left. Sockers 5, Comets 3.
Out, David!
Ladouceur, the header to the corner. And a foul against San Diego, and that's 6 on the Sockers. So KC with a chance now to get back to within 2. I don't think Jacques can believe the call.
Ladouceur on the ground. Watch Alamer coming out for the ball. It's not a bad call. It's actually a dangerous play. Ladouceur not having much of a chance for the ball. That foot coming dangerously high, and when in doubt, protect the goalkeeper. The foul going against San Diego.
7:20 the time of the penalty, 7:40 remaining. The Comets a chance to get right back in it.
9, the Kansas City Comets. 9.
The Comets number 1 in the league in attendance, with Cleveland and St. Louis on their heels. And another good crowd here for this action, 13,146. Comets came in averaging 13,924, and for 75 of the last 77 games, they have been over 10,000. KC 1 for 5 on the power play. Shots this period, Sockers 2, Comets 0.
And again, Bob, the key to the power play, have some patience. Good shot selection. Don't rush things. Get the ball down low to a man posted.
Murphy and DiBernardo. Tasso Katsoukas out on top. Here's Angelo, and a block by Schmetzer. Everybody packed in tight. Ficus tried to look for Salguero. Knocked in there by Furphy and cleared away by Brian Schmetzer. Furphy taken off the ball by Clavijo at midfield. He's got Namdar to his right. Cha-Cha against DiBernardo, another number 6 who took it away, and back come the Comets with 1:15 left in their power play opportunity. They have got to cash in on this one and still need one more to catch up. Oh, Furphy just grazing the post from the left point. DiBernardo on top for Tasso Katsoukas. Furphy, one touch and he'll rip. Wide, DiBernardo, back to Katsoukas. Way upstairs. Upper deck.
Kevin Crowe and Zoltan talking it over in the net. Katsoukas letting one rip into the upper deck, but at least that shot selection from Keith Furphy on the left point, a little bit better.
I want to thank a couple of guys who've done a great job for us again tonight, as usual. Jeremiah Enright from the MISL office in Chicago, and also one of the better statisticians in the league, Tim Bryant of the Comets staff, helping us out tonight. We certainly appreciate the efforts of those two gentlemen. Left side, Tasso Katsoukas for Keith Furphy. DiBernardo on goal, and Toth punches it over the glass. It'll be a corner kick. This is the most power play attempts for KC in a game since December 9th, 83, when they had 7 against St. Louis.
And again, we get a look at Zoltan, the only goalkeeper playing without gloves in this league.
DiBernardo, Katsoukas, Salguero in front. Furphy knocked away by Kevin Crowe. I was here for that game in '83. The Comets had a man advantage and a two-man advantage for almost the entire third quarter in that game. Steamers had so many guys in the penalty box that it looked like the team bench.
And again, Bobby, it's twofold. Not only does the team on the power play have the advantage, obviously, it also is quite tiring on the team defending against it. So far, we haven't seen San Diego tire.
Here's Ficus. DiBernardo, 20 seconds left in this power play. Angelo in front. Oh, Ficus shot it just high and wide. Nice ball from Angelo to another former Indiana player. Here's Mayer. Nice distribution for DiBernardo. He hit Namdar with it. Penalty over in 5 seconds. Tasso Kitsoukas. All the way across. Furphy tries to full volley it. One of the most difficult shots when the ball's coming from the other side and you're hitting it with your outside foot. Into the crowd. Goal kick. Penalty is over. Kansas City now 1 for 6 on the power play, trailing 5-3.
Well, again, credit to San Diego. They're playing a box defense. 4 guys in a square defending against the power play and really creating poor shot selection for Kansas City.
Zoltan Toth, Bill Maxwell, the referee there. December 9th, 83, a Friday night here in Kansas City. I think they beat the Steamers 8-7 that night. What a game that was. 6 power play goals. Wow.
This one not over yet. Kansas City, winding down to 5 minutes in the game, is going to start picking up and putting pressure all over the field.
Here's Schiraldi. Back to Alan Mayer. 5:15 remaining. Johan Neeskens hustling. Left side, Petcher. Off the boards hard for Clark, but Woolrich is there to take it away. Gene Woolrich, right corner, Adi Coker in behind Petcher, look out! Tried to play it over Mayer and then punch it into the net. Allen way out of there to knock it away. Woolrich for Crow! Alan Mayer, big save! Into the crowd. KC goal kick. Alan Mayer, what an athlete. You talked about it earlier, Shep. He can do it all, and he did it that time. It's a goal kick for the Comets. We'll be back in a moment. 4:46 remaining. Comets running out of time, down by 2. Watch the athletic ability of number 0.
Well, here's the first rule for a goalkeeper. Once you commit yourself, keep coming. Alan Mayer coming all the way out. Now getting back, anticipating the shot, and watch him sprawl down and make this save. Right at the near post. All around super athlete, super guy Alan Mayer. He took a bloody nose for his effort.
And then the rebound went off the foot of Crow upstairs. Goal kick, and here come the Comets. Steve Petcher on the left side for Damir Haramina. Haven't seen much of him lately.
Well, now the task for Kansas City, really the clock against them. They have to get down and take some shots, create some opportunities.
Keep some fresh legs out there, too. Katakalitis back to Zoltan Toth. 5-3, 4:20 remaining. Here is Katakalitis, 3-on-3. Look at that control. Right side for Gene Woolrich. Comets have to be thinking about pulling that goalkeeper pretty soon for the 6th attacker, but you've got to have possession to do it.
And San Diego's such a dangerous team to do it against because of their experience and tremendous technical ball control.
Foul on San Diego.
Pushing against San Diego.
Here we see Petcher again with the ball. Quinn just dodging in there, actually turning his back, which is the reason for the foul.
Petcher had possession. KC will play it in as that one went out of bounds. 3:57 on the clock. Now Ficus, Kitsoukas, and Furphy. The guns are on for KC. Leaving Schiraldi, Haramina, and DiBernardo. They've got Clark and Petcher at the back. Ficus, the midfielder, behind Kitsoukas, and the ever-explosive Furphy on the left wing. Timmy Clark. Tasso Kitsoukas watched by Fernando Clavijo. In the corner. Looking to center. Clavijo stopped him. Clark. In for Ficus. Knocked away by Kevin Crow. Tim Clark back to his goalkeeper, Alan Mayer. Etcher for Ficus. Here they come, 3-on-3. Charlie Ficus, top of the slot. Bumps it to the corner. Still with it. Centers. Toth makes the play. And he has possession. I tell you, Shep, the Comets are getting one shot, and that's about all.
Well, San Diego playing so aggressively defensively. They're not just sitting back in the zone. They're putting pressure all over the field. When one player gets beaten, then they're dropping 4 men back.
Comets with Mayer in possession. They may give it back to him now. He'll call timeout, and they'll bring on the 6th attacker. The signal came from Rick Benben at the bench, relayed by the field players. So with 3:02 remaining, the Comets will pull the keeper and bring on their 6th attacker.
There's a look at Alan Mayer walking off, blood on his hands, on the tape above his gloves. A super effort. Gets his refreshment as Rick Benben and Billy Gazonis plot strategy for that 6th attacker.
It'll happen with 3:02 remaining, and the Comets trailing 5-3. Pat McBride is the other Native American head coach. Both he and Rick are from St. Louis, and Pat, of course, was the head man here in Kansas City a year ago, and Rick was his assistant. And when Pat resigned on the 24th of December, after his team was beaten in St. Louis 10-1 by the Steamers, Rick Benben took over. Pat, of course, succeeding Dave Clemens in St. Louis. So I tell you one thing that's amazing, Shep. The movement of players between St. Louis and Kansas City is like 2 different neighborhoods. You know, it's just like a couple of buddies every time those teams play each other, playing people they've known all their lives.
Well, there was a baseball World Series that had something to do with that, right? The I-70 series?
Yeah.
A lot of movement. At any rate, a lot of relationships. Rick Benben, actually the backup professional goalkeeper to Kenny Cooper, the Baltimore Blast coach. Kent Cooper, the starting goalkeeper in Dallas 10 years ago. Rick Benben, the backup. And now we're going to that 6th attacker. Kansas City has done exceptionally well at this, scoring 5 6-attacker goals this season.
Tasso Katsoukas is the man for Rick Benben. The net is empty.
And the strategy on it, Bob. Tasso Katsoukas must bring that ball up quickly, under control. Try and dish it off to the open man. If in fact they lose the ball, get back, spearhead the defense.
And if you ever get mad out there, don't tangle with Joe Rudy. He's a cop in Philadelphia. Not for the light of heart.
Which one does he say is harder, officiating in the MISL or
I don't know.
Philly?
It'll be interesting to see which gives him more grief. Ficus can't keep it in play. Goal kick. 2:51 remaining in the game. Sockers 5, Comets 3. Kansas City with the 6th attacker, Tasso Katsoukas. You've got to get one before it gets too late.
And Bob, it's so dangerous against a San Diego team to lose possession of the ball. They get it, they can control it, pop one back against Kansas City. A very dangerous team to play 6th attacker against.
They've got Jungle, Wilrich, Ladouceur, Clavijo, and Crow out there, so they got some size and speed. Zoltan Toth. Header, Jungle, into the team bench on the far side. You know, that was interesting. If Gene Wilrich could have pulled that ball down, Tasso was pretty lackadaisical standing out near that red line. He may have been able to trap that ball and just poke it in the air down into the empty net.
Well, that's the danger and the brilliance of Jungle. Instead of a back header, he laid that ball off perfectly. However, it bounced over the dasher boards. If it had stayed in play, it would have been trouble.
First time Tasso Katsoukas has ever been the 6th attacker in his career. Di Bernardo was looking for a volley. Salguero didn't know he was behind him, and he knocked it out of bounds.
And that call has to come from Angelo Di Bernardo, the player behind Salguero. Salguero can't possibly know what's behind his back. Perhaps Angelo gave a shout, but was not loud enough. And anyway, lack of communication. The ball goes back to San Diego.
Another result from Saturday night. St. Louis beat Dallas in St. Louis 7-5. Steamers now 2 back of Wichita in the West, pending Wichita's game late Saturday night at Tacoma. Look at Ladouceur! Jacques Ladouceur. Nobody could pick him up, and that one might just about end any doubt about this one.
Well, that's the knife. That's the knife in the stomach. Ladouceur absolutely having a super game, weaving in and out of players. Here we get a look at him putting the ball on his right foot. Tasso Katsoukas is not a goalkeeper, obviously, trying to make a kick save, and he hammers that ball into the back of the net. Watch again as Ladouceur picks that ball up in the midfield. Now a good break, and he's off, going to goal. Really really hitting that ball with the outside of his right foot, a la Beckenbauer, putting that ball into the back of the net.
Gene Wilrich, his 4th assist of the year. He has a goal and an assist tonight. Ladouceur now has a goal to go with his 2 assists. 6-3, San Diego. 2:10 remaining. Here comes Tasso Katsoukas. 2 minutes remaining. Keith Furphy ripping away. What a shot. Boy, he hit a rocket from 60 feet. You put a keeper under pressure from the red line. This should be a goal for Jungle. Easy steal in midfield for Steve Jungle, and he gets his 2nd goal of the night.
And Steve Jungle has scored a lot of goals in his career. This one I know he enjoys. He loves to be the one defensively to make the steal. And now watch, he crosses the red line. Here's a clinic inside of the foot for accuracy, not the instep for power. Steve just slots that ball home.
7-3. Comets gave up 7 at Wichita Friday night. 7 more here. 800 career points for the Lord of the All Indoors. Man, what a career. And you think he played a couple of years in the other league too.
Well, Steve has it all, and he's really coming into his own this season. He struggled a little bit early on. He had an Achilles problem, but now we look at the score. That's the inherent danger of that 6th attacker. You either score or you get scored on.
13-12 at the time of that goal. Jungle's 2nd of the night, 11th of the year, and he may get another one. Look at this throw from the goalkeeper. Taken away by Schiraldi. Well, Steve was kind of lackadaisical there with Kansas City putting Mayer back in there. He didn't want to get bumped on the boards in the last minute or so. Here's Ficus. Left side, Bonchek. In front, blocked by Zoltan Toth on the boards. Ficus holds it in. Cuts to his left. Salguero, Schiraldi, and he hit it wide. Rebound, Bonchek wide to the left, and he gets it back from Ficus. 1 minute remaining, 7-3, San Diego.
And this little sequence, perhaps an accurate portrayal of what Kansas City experienced during this game. Frustration, knocking on the door, pulling the trigger, but they can't score that goal.
Here's Jungle, 3-on-2 with Segota and Quinn. Check it, it's Kaz Dana for Brian Quinn. In front, Jungle was waiting for it, and Alan Mayer came out to knock it away. Here comes Alan Mayer. Right side for Salguero against Kevin Crowe. 30 seconds remaining. Nice move, nice shot, and a good save by Toth. Carlos showing some explosiveness there. Brian Quinn straight ahead to Wilrich, who just stepped on, then Quinn left. How's that for a pass? Last 15 seconds, yep.
The Ron Newman bench change. He created it, almost took advantage of it again.
Wilrich for Dana, 5 seconds left. Jungle again, Gene Wilrich. A great feed from Jungle, and it's 8-3.
Whoa, San Diego Sockers are back. Steve Jungle unselfishly dishing that ball square across the box for Gene Wilrich. Here it comes from Dana. Look at Jungle all alone, wide open. Wilrich running off the ball. Thank you very much.
Gene Wilrich, his 2nd goal of the night and 3rd of the season. Jungle, his 13th assist to go along with his 2 goals. And the game is over. The San Diego Sockers beating the disappointed Kansas City Comets 8-3. But Shep, this game was a lot closer than that score would indicate.
It certainly was, Bob. And Rick Van Bent talked to you before the game about his team's inability to play more than really one good quarter. They in fact played a great 2nd quarter, but San Diego coming on strong in the 2nd half.
Final words from KC in a moment. Comets falling to the Sockers by 5.